Good morning, friends, or afternoon, or whenever you're watching this. My name's Holly. Welcome back to my channel. I am today getting ready. So this is actually me getting ready for our Friendsgiving. I thought I'd take you along on a little bit of Thanksgiving baking, preparing, but I'm going to be doing the exact same thing for Thanksgiving. This video should be coming out right before, kind of give you an idea of what I'm bringing to my Thanksgiving table. So this sugar cookie recipe is from a really old cookbook. I have a photocopy of it. My mom, this is the cookie recipe I grew up with. It does take shortening, which is kind of interesting, but I absolutely love it. So this is kind of what I do. One of my favorite things, one of my favorite foods is sugar cookies. And my mom actually was at a garage sale and she got these really vintage cookie cutters. I mean, they're probably from like, I don't know, the 80s or something, but to me, they remind me of like growing up, like what I remember cookies being like. So getting out my KitchenAid because it's going to be easiest to make with my KitchenAid mixer. I just find that it's simpler, but I really enjoy like kind of Christmas holiday baking, but sometimes I feel like it gets a little overwhelming. So today the older kids are at school, so I was able to kind of carve out some time to get this done before Thanksgiving, and I'm really excited. So I'm pulling out my recipe right now, the one that I just showed you. It is, I think the cookbook is from like the 50s or something. I don't know. My mom has the cookbook, so she gave me and my sister each just a photocopy of it. And like I said, it's my favorite, absolute favorite recipe. But there's some interesting things about it. It uses shortening instead of butter, which I don't love shortening. I have swapped coconut oil for shortening before, and it does work, but the cookies just spread a whole lot more. So this, I'm going to use the original recipe because I want to make sure that it is as true to vintage it was. Because we did a really fun 1940s themed Thanksgiving dinner for our Friendsgiving this year. It was an absolute blast. The dress that I'm wearing is actually the dress that I wore to the event because it's kind of a fit and flare. I don't really have any like true 1940s, but I wanted to have something a little fun. And so these cookies, even though, like I said, they're plastic cookie cutters, but they're probably from like the 80s. But I wanted to have something vintagey because like that kind of shaped sugar cookie to me is more of a vintagey cookie. So it was so much fun. We had a lot of fun. My friend even like came up with a couple cocktails and mocktails for those of us who don't drink that are similar to what you would have drank in the 1940s. It was an absolute blast. So here's me cutting out my cookies. It's kind of a trickier cookie cutter because like you see there's a lot of detail, but I love them. They look beautiful. So Kiva's there helping me out because, you know, I can never do it all by myself, and it's okay. I let my kids help even if it is a little frustrating sometimes, and even if sometimes it takes longer, because I want them to learn to enjoy baking and cooking like I do, and it starts young. Just putting them on the tray like usual. And then you can do two ways. You can make frosting. I have been kind of dabbling in learning how to make royal icing, but I honestly feel like these ones I didn't really have a lot of time, and I think I might ice the ones for this current Thanksgiving, but it was I just put sprinkles on them. I found on the clearance section, I was kind of bummed because I went to Walmart shortly after, probably at least a week or two ago, to try to find some like more fall sprinkles, and I found this. It's basically hot chocolate sprinkle topper, and that's what I used, but the sprinkles didn't quite work how I wanted them to. So those are kind of the sprinkles. They had little pumpkins and just kind of fall themed. But I was kind of frustrated because it was like all the fall stuff was already bought out. And I guess next year I'll learn my lesson, and basically around Halloween I should be buying Thanksgiving sprinkles because they were there then and I just didn't get them. So throwing them in the oven, I think it's 375 I do about 9 minutes because my oven's a little hot. I'm getting out my cooling rack because obviously they'll need to cool. I like cooling them on the rack. It cools them quicker because, you know, my kids are going to be stealing some before they're fully done yet. But so this was a little sticky cookie cutter. So I was showing Kiva how to kind of pick out because some of the flour and some of the like dough would get stuck. So it's like you really have to flour it really good. But this is how I learned how to do cookies. We'd have a little like small pile of flour next to it, and we just tap the cookie cutter in there, making sure it's very, very, very floury, just to make sure it's non-stick. And it worked out well enough. I kind of enjoy the fact that I had all sorts of great memories back in the day doing this with my mom, and so it's kind of fun to be able to do it with my kids now. She's so excited. But yeah, I honestly think if you have a chance, doing like a themed dinner is a lot of fun. The nice thing about the 1940s theme that we did is there was already like pretty much the standard Thanksgiving dinner was very similar to what you would have done in the 1940s, but we had several different dishes. The other dish that I made, not including the vintage cookies, was sweet potato stuffed apples, which I'll be showing you next. And there was so many different fun dishes. We had Waldorf salad, we had ambrosia salad, we had cream pearled onions, which was really good. Just so many really cool things that we were able to do, and it was fun, you know? It was something different, and it was really cool. So now I'm moving on to the sweet potato stuffed apples. I thought this was delicious. So you put like butter, brown sugar, and a few things like that in your sweet potato mix, and so it was a little bit sweet. You could have it more savory if you wanted to omit the brown sugar, or I think it's also maple syrup. But I wanted it to be a little bit on the sweet side because knowing my kids, they probably wouldn't eat it if it wasn't sweet. Most of my family are not huge fans of sweet potatoes. I love them, so this is kind of a rare treat for me being able to use sweet potatoes, because I actually enjoy sweet potatoes, but a lot of my family doesn't. So I just kind of, every once in a while I get a chance to try out some new recipes. But I'll be making this one again for our next Thanksgiving, which is coming up this week. Is it just me, or does it feel like everything is just going by so stinking fast? Like I feel like we're already at Thanksgiving, and I just find that absolutely crazy. So of course I'm boiling the sweet potatoes, because we're basically going to make mashed sweet potatoes to go inside the apples, which is kind of cool. And now moving on to peeling the apples. I used Granny Smith apples because I was told they would be a good pairing because they're more tart, and so kind of that tart apple with the sweet potato was really good. So I'm definitely looking forward to kind of how this is going to taste. And I'm peeling everything into my chicken bucket because every piece of food scrap pretty much goes into that bucket and gets fed to the chickens, barring anything, of course, that they can't have. But for the most part, I really enjoy it. And it's funny because I find myself now at like other people's houses, and I'm constantly like, they need a chicken bucket. I'll take it. I'll feed my chickens whatever food scraps there is, because it's just so nice to be able to get them something that they can, that's good for them, and that it just kind of stretches my feed bill too, of course. And Sayla's telling me a story. She was all excited about something, so I was trying to listen to her while I'm also trying to film. Okay, I'll be honest, coring apples was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. We have an old-fashioned potato peeler. So I think maybe one of my, one of my Christmas items or requests this year might be a new apple core, because it was really hard. I was started with a knife, and that did not work really well, but then the potato peeler at least had like the right angles to make the right, I guess, holes to be able to get it, like to get the core of the apple out. So it was kind of a bit of a trek to try to get this done, that's for sure. Finally, success. So now that you move on to scoring the apples, it said to kind of do it kind of diagonally. I kind of did the best I could with a fork. And as you can see, this is a house full of children because I get random little people everywhere. So baby girl woke up, so for her reward, she gets to have a cookie, which she absolutely loves. These are like her absolute favorite. She's just like her mama. These cookies are delicious. And now I'm just piping in. I decided to do a piping bag. It made it so much easier, and basically just pipe in the middle all your sweet potato filling, and that was that simplified it a lot, which is really nice. This is what they look like before. I'm going to throw on the maple syrup lemon juice mixture, and then I'm actually going to just throw some aluminum foil on top of this because it's actually not going to get cooked until we get to the place. But you cook it at 325 for about 45 minutes, and that cooks everything up and kind of blends the flavors really well. They did say use orange juice and orange peel. I did not have that, so I used lemon instead because it's basically a citrus base. I did not realize how messy that got. Trying to do it quickly before kids get home from school, so it was kind of at this point I was kind of trying to get everything done really fast. So you pour all the maple syrup on top, and then I'm just going to throw some aluminum foil on and put it away for next time, or for the party. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I will leave the recipes, I'll try to leave the recipes linked below, and yeah. Hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for watching. See you later.